There are 2 more suspected cases of the measles. Health experts are also investigating a new potential exposure site. Washington lawmakers are fighting to stop the spread of vaccine misinformation. Senator Patty Murray says the country needs to address people who are hesitant to get vaccinated. If you're looking for a little warmth in this cold weather, just look up. We are telling you about a new addition to the South Hill and a local movement that's gone international. 5 a.m. on our Wednesday morning. Welcome to KREM 2 Morning News. I'm Jen York. Brittany Bailey has the morning off. Here at 5 a.m. we are talking a bit of snow. Take a look. Some flurries have started this morning, a little bit different than when I walked into the building about an hour and a half ago. So we have Evan and Ronnie back in the house today in the Weather Center. Evan, we're talking snow, but we're also talking some rain in the forecast.
That's exactly right. We're starting to see those temperatures begin to warm up, and we're kind of right on the edge of that lower 30-degree marker, which puts us in a really good range to see a mix of both rain and snow. This morning, we're seeing mostly snow, but keep in mind, in some cases, the ground or the surface that the snow is hitting is warmer than that 32-degree marker. Right now in Spokane, we're at 29 degrees. So certain spots of the Northwest, or at least certain portions of even the air, are above 32 degrees, which means that a lot of this snow is falling as rain or at least melting on contact with any surface. So really, we're not seeing much accumulating snow to start off our Wednesday, but you can see outside there is still plenty of snow activity. Now what we have as far as our current temperatures go, 32 in Deer Park, 30 in Coeur d'Alene, 29 in Spokane. Over towards central Washington, still looking at mid 20-degree temperatures, though there isn't quite as much rain or snow activity in central Washington as there is pushing through eastern Washington and north Idaho. Now over the next couple hours, we're going to dry out for a bit, so you can see by the time we get to about 9 a.m. into 4 p.m., that's when we have a bit of a break. But then this evening, just in time for the evening commute, rain is expected. You can see those temperatures are going to be at 36 degrees. That's why we're saying this is likely going to be a good amount of rain, or at least a light amount of rain before it transitions into snow overnight. So there is that possibility as those temperatures dip down going toward 10 and 11 p.m. tonight that some of this rain will turn back into snow. Although as far as accumulations go over the next 24 hours, any accumulating snow is going to be very, very light in the Spokane area. We're looking at not even an inch, if that. Going toward portions of North Idaho, that's where we see more of a possibility of maybe 2 inches. So still relatively light. Now at 5:02, I'll send things over to Amber Ruspachon. She's checking up on what the roads look like to start off our morning. Hi, Amber.
Good morning. Well, we're taking a look outside right now. We can see clear conditions across the board, which is good news, especially if you are about to start your morning commute. But because we are seeing some of that wet weather start to come down right now, I will keep an eye on the roads in case things start to get a little slick. That's all I have for now, so I will go ahead and send it back to the studio.
Amber, thank you. 5:02 now. Well, we are tracking new developments in the measles outbreak in Washington state. Clark County health authorities confirmed 70 cases of the measles. There are 2 more suspected cases. They are investigating a Vancouver medical center as a new exposure site. Health experts say 2 of the 70 confirmed cases were people who received 1 dose of the MMR vaccine. The Clark County health officials say the measles vaccine is not perfect, but 1 dose is 93% effective at preventing the illness. And that number goes up to 97% when patients get the recommended 2 doses of the measles vaccine. Out of the 70 confirmed cases, most of the cases, the patients rather, were unvaccinated children. But the recent numbers also include 4 adults. It is 5:03 now. Well, as the measles numbers grow in our state, Washington lawmakers are talking about ways to get more people vaccinated. Washington Senator Patty Murray is one of those lawmakers pushing for vaccinations. The state legislature is considering making it tougher for people to opt out, taking away personal or philosophical exemptions. Senator Murray told a congressional panel it is not just about legislation. She says there needs to be more focus on spreading accurate information and promoting informed decisions.
Measles isn't the only disease that deserves our attention amid slipping vaccination rates. Diseases like the chairman mentioned, mumps, pertussis, or whooping cough are also cause for concern. These outbreaks are a clear sign we've had to do more to address vaccine hesitancy and make sure parents have the facts they need to understand the science.
In a recent study, researchers found the MMR vaccine does not increase the risk of autism. The claim vaccines cause autism have been circulating for years after a false study was published but later retracted in 1998. Children in Denmark received the vaccine and had no extra risk of developing autism. Well, one teenager is also pushing to stop the spread of vaccine misinformation. Ohio teenager Ethan Lindenberger testified in front of a Senate committee. He defied his mother's wishes and got vaccinated. He says his mother refused to vaccinate her children because of the fears about vaccine safety. Well, now Lindenberger says he wants to stop the spread of misinformation and have people like his mother understand the science behind these vaccines.
For my mother, her love, affection, and care as a parent was used to push an agenda to create a false distress. For certain individuals and organizations that spread this misinformation, they instill fear into the public for their own gain selfishly, and do so knowing that their information is incorrect.
Health experts also testified misinformation about vaccines on social media has contributed to a number of recent measles outbreaks. They are calling on the federal government for more money to combat the misinformation. Flu season is still in full swing right now, and a new report shows the effect of the flu this season. Leaders with the Spokane Regional Health District say there has been one more flu-related death in Spokane County. That brings up the total to 15. There have also been 299 hospitalizations because of the flu. And across the state health department says 59 people have died from the flu. More than half the deaths occurred in people 65 years old and over. For only the second time in history, researchers believe they have cured an HIV-infected patient. Doctors in Seattle are hoping to learn from that. The patient is in London. He appears to be free of the virus after receiving a stem cell treatment. The first person cured from HIV is Timothy Brown. He has been living HIV-free for 12 years after being diagnosed in 1995. Well, later doctors diagnosed Brown with leukemia, and that is when his doctors in Seattle gave him a stem cell transplant from an HIV immune donor, and it worked. The virus was gone. Brown says the newest case of curing HIV makes him hopeful for millions of people diagnosed with the virus.
I'm told that I give people a lot of hope. I think that my story is important because it means that HIV can be cured, and in science, everything's possible.
Doctors in Seattle say the two cases are helping accelerate their understanding of how to reverse the virus. It is 5:07 now on our Wednesday morning. Well, how many times a day do you get calls from robocalls? Now, Idaho lawmakers are trying to reduce that number. Local astronaut Ann McLean is preparing to take on a new task. She is part of a team about to make history.
And looking outside, those snow flurries are still continuing. We're seeing a little bit of it, and it's coming down a little bit heavier than it was about an hour ago. Find out what to expect into the remainder of your Wednesday coming up.